Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope everybody have a wonderful year this year and build their dream physique this year. So today I'm gonna help you guys to pick a location for your home gym. A lot of people still debating where should they build their home gym. Most common in the garage or in the basement, sometime in the spare bedroom, maybe even in their living room. So today I'm going to list few pro and cons of each location, so I want to help you to avoid some of the mistake that I did for my home gym, because gym equipment are extremely heavy to move around, especially like these weight staff version. It's extremely heavy. You basically had to disassemble every single piece to move it around. So I want to help you to avoid some of the mistake, so you don't have to move stuff around, or you might end up not want to be in that location anymore to move it somewhere else. So today I'm gonna help you to pick a right location for your home gym, so you don't have to keep moving stuff around. But as usual, little update to the gym. In the previous video, I told you guys I wanted hamstring equipment. So I was looking around, so I found this hamstring MTS incline press. This was located at a second story gym. Let me tell you guys, this is literally the worst piece I bought. Like, not the it's bad, but it's so difficult to move and bring it to my basement. Well, at least, like I said, it's at a second story gym, so it was a nightmare trying to move this to the truck and bring it home and bring it to the basement. It took me almost 3 days to use it, because I had to disassemble every single piece on this. Literally every single piece I had to take off. I didn't think this arm was that heavy. I think it's because this piece, the weighted back, I don't know how you call this, but this is extremely heavy, and I don't have any Allen wrench to unscrew it, so I don't want to crash thread it, so I just leave it on, and I scratched pretty bad on the side on this, but I managed it to put it together. But this was a nightmare to bring it home, and yeah, it was an hour away almost at New York, but not at New York, but it's $1,000. I think it was worth it, because a lot of plate loaded version is around 1,000 to 1,500. I found this weight stack. That's why it's MTS, because it's weight selected. That's why it's MTS. But for 1,000, I don't think that's bad for this. I saw few of them. Maybe sometimes you get lucky, you get less than that, but I think it's a really good deal for it. I was thinking buying the full lineup of MTS, but now I think about it, it might be really painful. Like I said, this is hard to bring into the basement, so I kind of still afraid to buy the full lineup, because it's gonna be a nightmare trying to bring this to the basement. I had to do everything by myself. That's why I want to help you guys build a home gym, especially if you do everything by yourself. Some location might be better for you, because you don't have to pick up each machine and move around, or even pick up the machine and bring it to the basement. So yeah, another update is what's the day? I think it's the weight tree. I guess if you see the previous video, I have that weight tree right there, right here, with the wood to hold all the accessories, but I move it here, so all the accessories right here now: the strap, the hook for the lat pull down, the wrist wrap for bench press, and the belt, and some yoga block. And this is my arm area. So I really like this, because I could do a chest supported row or dumbbell chest, dumbbell row like this. I just put the dumbbell here and grab it easily. If you guys see the Prime Fitness bench, it's like $1,000, but they have the dumbbell holder right here. It's like $1,000 for a bench. I will never buy it, so that's why I like put this piece on against this side. This piece was facing that side before, but I find out this is the best location for it because I could do dumbbell row right here, or for my red delt, or whatever. I could grab the dumbbell easily right here. I still could do the easy bar curl or straight bar curl, whatever you want to call it, but I still could grab the dumbbell down there too, so I don't have to take this off. You could take this off. It's like pins right here, so you could take it off or you just leave it on. I just leave it on so I could do both at the same time if I want it. Then easy bar curl, then the machine bicep. So this is my arm area right here, but I think that's on that side. But on this side, I move all my back machine right here. I'm really regretting buying this. This sucks. If you're gonna think about buying this, do not buy it. The reason why, because on the weight curve, like you see right here, when you pull right here, there's no resistance right here unless you put bands on it to create more resistance. But right here is literally nothing. And my arm, I don't have long arm, but I still cannot get the full stretch. So I don't recommend this. I really want a hamstring seated row because that hamstring equipment that I bought it from, he has 3 gyms, so he has a hamstring equipment at his gym. I tried it out. That thing feels wonderful. Now I do understand why people say the hamstring seated row is one of the best machine ever. That thing feels amazing, and it has multiple different handles that you want to call it, but that thing feels amazing. But it's kind of expensive, but I couldn't find one. A lot of people buying it because that is that good. Nobody is selling it. That's one of the best hamstring equipment, the seated row, a seated chest supported row. I really wanted one, so I'm definitely gonna get one soon. But yeah, this little update to the gym. If you guys think, let me know what you guys want me to add to this gym. I'm thinking about buying a belt squat, but not a level arm belt squat. I want to get a not hamstring, but the Titan Squat MD or something like that. Maybe even a Rhino, but those are kind of expensive. Or I'm thinking about buying a used one, but I don't see much popping else. So a belt squat maybe, then maybe something else, like I say, seated row. Then the rest is slowly adding or upgrading the machine, each machine here. So yeah, this is a little update to the gym. Everybody's house are a little different, so some pros and cons might not be for you, but I want you to check the boxes. Do you have these problems when you build your home gym? So you're gonna have some idea when you building your home gym. But let's start with the basement first, because as you can see, I have a basement gym. So first, you're gonna have a lot of space. Usually basements are much bigger than the garage unless you have a 3-car garage or 4-car garage. But sometimes you want to use the garage for a garage thing, like park your car inside of the garage. Maybe there's a storm or natural disaster or anything, a neighborhood that is a lot of accident, or people get their windows smashed or just get their things stolen, so they want to park their car in the garage. That might take half the garage. That means you couldn't buy as much as equipment that you wanted. Or maybe just sometime that you can't park your car in there when you have a garage gym. Sometimes maybe like this, a Smith machine. This post is sticking too far out and you can't park your car in because you're gonna smash into this thing. So you had to move this over. Then you don't have any space left. So you have to think about that. In the basement, you got a whole bunch of space. You don't have to worry about can I park anything in here, or it's in the basement. You might have some junk that you want to store it in the basement, like this Christmas decoration for me, like it's right here. It's not in the way of my gym equipment. So sometimes you want to use the garage for garaging, and basement you could have anything in your basement. So you're gonna have a lot of space. That might be a downside for some people. Like me, I had to buy a lot of equipment. That means I want to fill up my gym, so I want to buy more stuff. If you have more space, that means you have to pay for more equipment, maybe even more for a horse stall mat or anything for floor protection. So it might be a pro and con for someone, but for me, it's a pro. I could buy a lot more equipment. So second thing is that sounds. If you're a morning lifter or a night lifter, I'm a night lifter. I get off work at 9. I might get home at 9:30, and I had to eat and take a pre-workout. So I might start working out around 10 or 11. Then I'll finish at 12 or 1. So by that time, my family will be in sleep. I could blast music or watch a YouTube video with a speaker. My family will not hear it because it's in the basement. My first floor doesn't have any room besides one gaming room that I have. Other than that, everybody sleep in the second floor, so nobody could hear me working out in the basement. Especially if I go drop any weight, I will drop it on this mat, and I won't use any iron plate. I only use the bumper plate if I go and do deadlift. So if you are a morning lifter, I know a lot of people work out in the morning, maybe at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. If you gonna do in the morning, I highly recommend the basement because you're not gonna wake up your family member, and it's gonna be much easier. You don't have to be so careful about dropping the weight, and you might injure yourself. So sound is a big pro in the basement. Especially if you're gonna make it more quieter, you could put the sound protection sound block on the top, so it could be even quieter. So it all depends on you. So then another thing is the temperature. I know the newest houses, like my house is new, like around 2020 or 21. My basement has this insulation, so it'd be the same temperature in the house in the basement as well. For old house, it might not have this, but the newer house had these insulation to keep the temperature. So I don't have to buy a heater or AC to install in the basement. That might cost a few $1,000s. You might need to hire someone and drill a hole in your wall and connect it. So that's gonna be very expensive for you to do it. For me, I don't have to do it. That's really, very a big pro for me. I don't have to heat up every time I want to work out. For my previous gym, I had to go to my gym 30 minutes before I work out, turn on the AC, maybe just half the garage or just a little area that I have, just heat up and work out in there. It was very painful. It was extremely cold during winter. I'm not a winter guy. I don't like cold. I hate cold. I'd rather be extremely hot than extremely cold. So I really don't like to work out in the winter when it's really, really cold in the garage. So yeah. But let's talk about the downside of basement gym. This might not be for everyone, but for me, the biggest downside for the basement gym is the entrance to the basement. Some people might have a outside entrance that come like from outside the house straight down to the basement. I don't have it. I kind of regret not have that, but it's like whatever. But for my gym, I have a 90-degree turn basement. So when I come down to the basement, literally just first step, then 90-degree turn. It was pretty painful to bring down some of the equipment. I had to skip on a lot of side bags and light fitness equipment because those are typically welded together, so I can't buy it. I couldn't buy it and bring it to the basement. Maybe in the garage, but I don't want to have gym equipment in the garage and the basement at the same time. I want all my equipment at the one location, so I had to skip on a lot of good deal because I can't bring it to the basement. That's why one of the biggest downside of basement gym, for me at least, is the entrance to the basement. And you have to think about it, you have to carry it down here. If you could do it by yourself like me, it'll be a nightmare for you. Then this is another, like, I don't think it's a con for some people, but it's the ceiling height. Some houses have like extra foot or 2 foot, whatever. They could option you could buy to lift the basement up a little bit more. So some of the rack you might want to have a taller rack. You might able to fit. For me, the floor to the frame is 90 inches. Between the frame, like this floor pad, what do you want to call this, is 100 inches. So for me, it's perfectly fine for me for my basement. I don't have any problem with the ceiling heights. I could still do pull-up right here. So for some people, they want a really high roll rack or Titan rack, whatever. They want a really tall rack. Or are you 6 foot or 6'5", whatever. Tall people might have a problem with a basement gym because it's very short, unless you want to pay for the extended basement. So it's the height. Third thing is the looks. Like, it doesn't look great compared to garage. Garage already had the wall done. You won't see the framing. You won't see all the thing on the ceiling like this. So if you really look like the aesthetic looks for your gym, you might need to spend extra money for your basement. My basement is already new. It's a new house, so it's not that dirty, and it already have the insulation covered almost all the way to the top. So for me, it looks fine, but for some people, it might not look good enough. You might need to spend a few $1,000s to remodel it. I'm thinking to spray the top frame black, so looks nicer, I guess. But for right now, it looks perfectly fine for me. Only thing I want to do is spray paint it black. Other than that, it's nice. Maybe put the walls up on these part, because it's really easy. You just buy the drywall and put on it. So the looks might be not for everyone. So yeah, that's few cons of the basement and pros in the basement. If you could think you could find more pro and cons, comment below. I want to see what you want or what you've had to face for your basement gym. If you're thinking about building a garage gym, it's literally the opposite of a basement gym. You could just reverse the pro and con on the basement. For basement is in the garage is literally you don't have enough space. Like I said, sometimes you want to use your garage for garage stuff. You want to park your car in there, or you want to leave your lawnmower or any tools that you want to just leave in the garage. Sometimes you're not gonna bring a lawnmower to the basement. You have to put it in the garage, unless you have a little shed to put tools. But for most people, they will keep their like lawnmower in the garage. So you sometimes garage is for garage thing, half garage thing, other half is a gym. So you might not have enough space for the garage. And sound, usually a lot of houses, not usually, but a lot of houses has room above the garage. So you have to be very careful when you're lifting. If you're a morning person, you don't want to wake your family member up. They might get very mad at you. At least for me, I'm not a morning person. If you wake me up in the morning, I might get very mad. I don't care at nighttime, but in the morning, I'm not that. My mind is not set up. I might get very angry in the morning. So here's the thing about that. It's extremely loud in the garage, and it will echo. Because you close the garage, it'll be echoing in there. So it get louder and louder. So yeah, think about that. And one biggest downside of a garage and temperature is extremely cold in there, especially when it's snowing. Like today, it's snowing at my area. Man, it was nightmare when I try to stay in the garage. It's freezing. Unless you have to pay few $1,000s for AC and insulation to cover the garage door. But it's gonna cost a lot of money to hire someone to put AC or a heater in there. It might be better for summer, you open the garage door, but it's gonna be hot. So temperature is gonna be a really problem in the garage gym. But let's talk about it. Garage gym. It's very nice when you had to buy something big like side backs leg press or hamstring leg press, something like that. A big piece that is welded together. Like a leg press like this, it doesn't really matter. It's like bolted together. Like on the bottom, you see bolted together on the top. So it might not be a big problem for you. Or for me, at least it's not a big problem for me. I'm not gonna buy a big piece like that. It's nice to have, but I'm not gonna buy it. So yeah, your garage door is gonna be extremely big. So you could bring literally any single machine that you want to buy to the garage room. That's literally the biggest con for a garage room, to able to buy any machine that you wanted. Like I say, I had to skip on a lot of side bags and light fitness equipment because they are bolted together. So sometimes I was thinking, should I just buy it and just leave in the garage? I'm still debating. I think I might do it, but for now, maybe not. So yeah, the entrance for the garage is extremely nice. And usually, or at least for a lot of houses, the garage is much higher than the basement. A lot more higher than the basement. So you could fit a very, very tall item in there. Maybe you want a 100 inches rack or even higher rack. So you might even want to hang a rope up there and climb it up. So you could do muscle up as well. So the ceiling height in the garage, it might be really tempting for tall people. But for me, I don't really care about the ceiling heights. A lot of equipment doesn't really matter of ceiling heights, besides some rack and maybe a lat pull down. But yeah, the ceiling height for the garage, it might be really nice for tall people that want to work out. Then maybe the looks, because it's like I say, the garage already have the wall done, so you could just paint it black or hang your poster or whatever. It's gonna be much easier to do and looks much better. For me, if I want to hang a mirror, I had to find a way to frame the wall or find a DIY way to hang up a mirror. I'm thinking maybe buy more 2x4s and stick back here and come up like this and put a mirror behind it. So that's one way to hang a mirror for me. But for garage, you could literally just hang it up right away after you purchase the mirror. So the looks, I guess. So yeah, it's literally the opposite of garage and basement. Then let's talk about bedroom or living room gym. If you have a choice, I don't recommend building the gym in there, because you see up here it's a wood frame. I don't think like it might support it, but I don't want to risk it to have the floor damage. It might be really expensive to replace it, or gonna be extremely dangerous for you, especially if you have a new house. You don't want to damage your floor. So like for this hamstring MTS incline press, it's almost 900 pounds, 800 pounds. You might not want to have this machine above here, like frame above the frame. I'd rather have it on the concrete than a wood frame. So living room and a bedroom gym, it might be good for cardio room or any like small lightweight workout gym. Maybe like you just have few pair of adjustable dumbbell or a dumbbell, a bench, whatever. I don't even recommend if you have a rack and put in the bedroom or living room. And it's gonna be extremely loud. It's like you slamming in the floor. Everybody in the house is gonna wake up because it's for wood. You gonna shake the whole house. Everybody gonna hear you lifting. I just don't recommend any bedroom or living room. If you have a choice in the basement or garage, I highly recommend these two places before anything else, anywhere else. If you had to do it in the bedroom and living room, I don't recommend you buy anything heavy, like extremely heavy. Especially don't buy any like weight stack version. Just buy the plate loaded version. Plate loaded version is gonna be much friendlier for on this wood support frame. So yeah, this thing you need to know before you build your home gym. I had to move a lot of stuff down to my basement, and I tried to not to disassemble everything, but I couldn't do it. It's just too tall. Like this rack is too tall. I had to basically take off every single bolt. Like you see how much bolts up here, how much bolts down here. I had to literally take off every single bolt and move it to the basement. Not a fun experience for me. So I don't want you to suffer through these problems. So I want you to pick the right location for you and build it there, so you don't have to move stuff around. I had to move this once from here to here. I had to take it apart because these on the top, I couldn't just slide this over. I had to basically disassemble half and move other half and take out the weight stack out. But the weight stack is not that hard. You just usually just few bolts up here, or maybe a bolt down there, and just slide out, take off each weight stack out. But yeah, I hope this video helped you to choose a right location for you to build a home gym. And I hope this year gonna be a wonderful year for you to start bodybuilding or just even lose weight and build your dream home gym. So yeah, next video I'm gonna help you to pick the right equipment for you. A lot of mistake I did for my home gym. Don't cheap out on some of equipment. So next video I'm gonna help you to pick a starter pack or even something that you should buy after the first equipment. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys build your home gym, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful year. Please subscribe and like and share to anybody that wants to build a home gym. Have a wonderful day.